Welcome to News Laundry Chhota Hafta. For the full episode, subscribe because it is behind the paywall and only subscribers get access to uncut, complete content. News Laundry Hafta is our weekly wrap of all that made the news, all that didn't, and all that should have and all that shouldn't have. We agree, we disagree, we critique, and occasionally we beat each other up. But it's all good fun. Subscribe.
This is a News Laundry podcast and you're listening to NL Hafta.
अंग्रेज अपना लगान और न्यूज़ लॉन्ड्री अपना हफ्ता कभी नहीं छोड़ते. Welcome to another episode of Hafta. We are recording this on Thursday, the 8th of December at 3:30 in the afternoon, and the results are pretty much in for Himachal and Gujarat.
Yes.
The results for the Delhi municipality came in yesterday. I'm sure that is going to be majority of our discussion today. We will get the headlines. Before that, let me introduce the panel to you. Joining me in the studio today is Manisha, just back 2 days ago from Gujarat. Welcome back, Manisha.
Hello, good to be back.
And did you eat lots of non-veg and drink lots of alcohol?
No, I
Neither.
eat pure veg, and Gujaratis make amazing veg food. Gotta
Nice.
give it to them. Without using paneer, despite the milk production.
The
So
best-
it's quite a feat.
The best veg food, I think, isn't from the south, but we shall debate that another time. Joining me on Zoom is our very own Jayashree from Chennai.
Hello, hi.
Anand joins us from Delhi, but he's not in office today, but he will be next hafta. Hi, Anand.
Hello.
And also joining us are two guests today. Let me introduce both. First is Deepal Trivedi. Hi, Deepal.
Hi,
So, and where are you joining us from? Are you in Ahmedabad right now? Are you traveling?
I'm traveling.
But in Gujarat.
Really not in Gujarat,
Okay.
but I'm for some election debates on how BJP is winning and why.
I see. So Deepal is the founder of Vibes of India. She is the former Ahmedabad Mirror editor, and she was also an editor and writer at Sambhav Media in Ahmedabad. So welcome, Deepal. Also joining us on Zoom is Rajeev Khanna. Hi, Rajeev.
Hi.
Rajeev is the associate editor at The Citizen. He's previously written for The Times. For India Times, Gulf News, Khalij Times, Scroll, The Wire, Catch News, National Herald, and Down to Earth magazine. And that is the panel for the day. I'll appeal to all of you to subscribe to News Laundry and pay to keep news free. I keep telling you this every week, and I shall not stop till we have millions and millions of subscribers, because as one report, as part of the election coverage has shown us, the kind of money that is spent on political advertising will blow your mind. And when that is the kind of money that is sustaining news platforms, irrespective of which part of the country they're in, then it is low likelihood that news is going to be serving you, the public, which is why News Laundry has been saying since 2012, when the public pays, the public is served. When advertisers pay, advertisers are served. I had given all our wonderful subscribers and listeners a task that last weekend, get your loved ones nice and high and get them to subscribe if they are resisting.
Why do they have to be high to subscribe
No,
to us?
first, I said because if they're resisting. So I said, do something good. But I don't know how many of you succeeded. But you can try.
Abhinandan, let me tell you that I had a friend's birthday, and for a gift, I gave them a gift of News Laundry.
How about
subscription.
that? Now see,
Yay.
learn from Deepal, guys. That's the kind of person who's keeping news alive in this country. So do that. Yeah, give a birthday gift. Also, if you want to use more honorable means than getting them drunk. But do go to News Laundry and click on subscribe and pay to keep news free. You can also top up our election fund, which is the NL Sena fund, for all the money Manisha and her crew have blown up in the last 30 days. So, Manisha, let's get the headlines.
हमने बहुत बजट करी यार. हम सिर्फ एक बार खाना खाते थे
अच्छा,
और सिर्फ पानी नहीं पीते थे कहीं.
पानी तो फ्री होता है.
नहीं, मतलब बिस्लरी नहीं खरीदते थे.
ठीक है. या स्टमक बग
ऑटो शेयर करके जाते थे. अतुल आगे लटकता था, मैं पीछे 3 लोग बैठते थे.
हाँ, you guys.
So we really
ये बोल दो कि Atul, when he was not reporting, he was driving an auto and making money so that you could survive
yeah,
that.
not only we were doing that, we were also making extra money.
So now that you know that dukh bhari kahani, please subscribe. But let's get the headlines and then
Yeah.
get into the
So
discussion.
very exciting week, lots to discuss. Election results of the Delhi MCD, Gujarat and Himachal Pradesh assemblies are out. In Delhi, AAP won 132 seats. This is well past the halfway mark. BJP got 104 wards and Congress won 9 wards. In Gujarat, the BJP has scripted a spectacular victory, their best ever since 2002 assembly elections, which was after the post-Godhra riots. BJP is at 158 seats. This is up from 99 last time. Congress has recorded its worst ever performance in Gujarat at 16 seats, down to 77, down from 77 in 2017. AAP is around 5 seats. But they should be celebrating because their vote share is 12%,
Yeah.
gone up from 0.1%. So that's quite remarkable.
So now I think they are claiming that they qualify as a national party, but let's see.
And the last time a party won with such a decisive mandate in Gujarat was Congress in 1985 with 149 seats. So this is really a very spectacular victory for BJP in Gujarat. In Himachal Pradesh, as of now, Congress is at 39 seats and the BJP is at 26 seats. The exit polls predicted a very narrow kind of margin. So this may develop over the next few hours. But for now, Congress is leading with 39 seats. Other unrelated election headlines. The IMD has issued a red alert for Tamil Nadu tomorrow with cyclone Mandus nearing the coast of North Tamil Nadu. Is that how you pronounce it? Mandus?
Yeah, I think it's Saudi Arabia or someone named it. So it must be.
A World Bank report says that India will soon be one of the first countries that will experience severe heat waves that will break the human survivability limit. So, wow, next summer, already it's terrible and we have deaths.
Well, Europe had deaths in the high 30s only.
There's a major border issue between Karnataka and Maharashtra that's brewing. Vehicles with Maharashtra number were attacked in Belgavi, and Sanjay Raut said that this could not be possible without New Delhi's support. So that's happening. TMC's Saket Gokhale was arrested on Tuesday for tweeting quote-unquote fake news about Modi's visit to Morbi after the bridge collapse. Incidentally, BJP is leading in Morbi quite comfortably.
This entire Saket thing was very confusing, no? One, they went to Gujarat to Jaipur to arrest him. Two, so he quote-tweeted a news article, right? Which he said had details about the RTI or something, which claimed that Modi had spent this much money.
The RTI is fake, apparently.
Yeah, I don't think he tweeted an article. He tweeted
but the news, I'm sorry to interrupt, but that news article that he tweeted was a fake PDF of a newspaper.
Right.
Yeah, but
it was fake.
Yeah, it was an RTI.
Of course,
Yeah, it was an RTI which was fake itself, right? He didn't. It wasn't a link to an article.
Was fake. That article was also fake.
Right. Okay.
No,
Got
so
it.
my question was that I think he quote-tweeted someone called Daksh Patel or someone. Who is that?
It was also fake identity. Daksh Patel was a fake identity. The RTI was fake, and the newspaper article PDF was also
All
fake.
Sabhi fake.
Maybe it was a very orchestrated strategy, to plant so many fake things. Like there was no reason to do it, I think.
Yeah, but again, I do think if you're a political leader or a journalist, Twitter is the last thing you retweet or take. I mean, even whatever information one gets. I mean, because I remember a few years ago, even I had, tweeted an ANI piece. I don't know if the blue ticks were around at the time. I don't remember. But later I got to know it wasn't the original ANI piece. It was some other
Saket's
ANI.
quite notorious for this. He's often got into controversies for just putting out RTIs which aren't really...
Twitter is like that.
Vice President of India Jagdeep Dhankar slammed the Supreme Court on Wednesday for its 2015 judgment, which struck down the National Judicial Appointments Commission. He called it a glaring instance of disregard of the people's mandate. Meanwhile, the Supreme Court today pulled up the government over its weekly swipes at the collegium system of appointments to the higher judiciary. The court said the collegium system is the law of the land which should be followed to the teeth.
This snarkiness between the court and the central government is not getting any better. And funny, Mr. Dhankar should say that about, democracy, considering as governor, he did all he could to discredit an elected government. But yeah.
In Kerala, the Latin Catholic Archdiocese has temporarily called off its 4-month protest against Adani's group port in Vizhinjam. Is that how you pronounce it? Vizhinjam. This is in the Trivandrum district. A UP court on Tuesday framed murder charges against Ashish Mishra, the son of Union Minister Ajay Mishra, and 13 others in the Lakhimpur Kheri violence case. The DMK on Monday filed a review petition in the Supreme Court challenging the 10% EWS quota. The party said that the verdict made a large section of the upper caste population eligible for quote-unquote easy, exclusive, luxurious reservations. China rolled back its tough COVID rules on Wednesday after the restrictions sparked popular unrest and hammered the world's second-largest economy. So protests work in China too.
Well, not really. For all, everyone, all the guys who are at the protest site, everyone's like the police at their house and you will not hear from them soon. And of course, the quarterfinals of the World Cup start. The round of 16 is over. And we saw some pettiness that could even put the pettiness of Indian mainstream anchors to shame when Germany exited the World Cup. A panel in Qatar discussing, put their hands on their mouth and waved bye-bye to Germany, mocking them because that's their protest, for not being allowed to wear the LGBTQ ban.
Wow, really?
Yeah. So basically, the real tucha level people are the same the world over. It's nice to know whether it's in a Islamic fundamentalist country or among the fringe elements of, if there are any fringe elements in India, the pettiness is the same.
Or Gujarat. Abhinandan or Gujarat.
Or Gujarat. So the pettiness doesn't change the world over, whether you're wearing a tilak or whether you're wearing a Arab, whatever outfit it's called. I guess it was expected, a sweep, but like such a historic win. And can you explain that in Morbi also, where such a horrible tragedy occurred, the BJP still wins? So what drives the voter there? Like, what are the aspirations? What are the stimuli that they respond to or react to?
See, Gujarat has very different social dynamics, from some other places in India. Here, the definitions of social justice, of equality, of liberty are slightly different from other places. What works in Gujarat is the charisma of Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Even if we change chief ministers every 6 months or even every 2 months, till Mr. Modi is going to be around, Gujarat is going to vote for BJP. For example, if we look at Morbi, such a tragedy, but Kantilal Amrutia, who earlier has even been imprisoned in a murder case, like he was given the ticket and he has won very handsomely. This is because of the narrative that was, he's a man. When the bridge was collapsing, he was the first one to get into the river, trying to swim and trying to save people. And then the mass connect. No political leader of consequence went to Morbi. But the narrative that they spread was that, if this man is going to be elected, Morbi will get justice.
See, Modi charisma, if we go back, we all know how Modi's image was built over the years as a superhuman being and what factors went into it. You see, I can recall the days when pre-recorded cassettes used to come from the information department, deposited at the television channel offices to run, just pre-recorded bites of Mr. Modi. There was no questioning. It was just one-sided. Now we have Man Ki Baat. At that time, it was those, video bites of Mr. Modi that used to be played. Or they would come up with, a photograph of Mr. Modi, see what he was during the emergency days. Modi disguised as a Sardarji. So all this was going on, how that image was built, how that narrative was built. It's like that. And over the years, for example, today, at this time when I was moving around in Ahmedabad, there were people supporting Modi who said Modi has given us metro rail. Now we all know Delhi had it 20 years back. But for the last 20 years, when Delhi started metro service, Modi had announced, yes, there would be a metro rail in Ahmedabad. It took 20 long years, a metro to start over here. And in the process, as you were pointing towards the media, the leading papers over here, the leading dailies, many occasions, they used to publish the metro maps, what would be the route map. They would even go to the extent of publishing what would be the tickets like, how much would the destination cost, traveling cost of a destination from one end to the other. What was all this? It was nothing but building up the image of Mr. Modi.
Abhinandan, I accompanied one of these campaigns, and I was zapped at the humbleness. I wouldn't say humbleness actually, but I don't know if it was pretentious or if it was genuine. But the way it was reflected, the people were bowled over, that look, here is this man, like it would be injustice, it would be a sin on our part if we don't vote for the BJP.
Right. I mean, although on humility, I will say this, if you want to see if a person is genuinely humble or is it one of those Amitabh Bachchan type, I'm nothing, just see if there is a disconnect in how he conducts himself with people who are immediately close to him or her and with people who are distant. If there's a huge disconnect, then the humility is fake.
It can be seen through two prisms. First is the immediate impact is that is a spectacular victory. But as a pattern, it could be seen as a part of what can now be seen as Modi-driven or the broader Hindu nationalism or Hindutva-driven Gujarat consensus. So a Gujarat consensus seems to have developed over last 2 decades. If the vote share of BJP is beyond 50%, then who cut whose vote is immaterial. It's irrelevant, because if you are gaining 50% votes, then who is cutting whose vote is not having real consequence on who is winning. In terms of psephologic analysis, also I think it's good to have that message that I am winning. But beyond a point, AAP's bluster was very bloated, like we are winning and you are ending up with 5 seats.
I think Gujarat is a very interesting phenomenon. I can't think of many other states that vote in the same way. In that Gujarat votes for the BJP because of 2002, not despite 2002. Gujarat votes for the BJP even with the Bilkis Bano convicts being released so soon before the election. These are things and then we have Amit Shah saying very explicitly that we taught them a lesson in 2002. So there's no ambiguity, there's no need to defend them. These are things that they proudly claim. And you have all this headline grabbing on industry, ease of doing business. But everything else does tell you that the common man does suffer in Gujarat, I think.
I don't believe that to such an extent people can vote against their self-interest. Maybe it's time to contemplate that what data shows us does not accurately reflect how people, how content they are. I mean, I haven't been to Gujarat in a long time, but I don't know, maybe, our two guests can tell us that do you see the kind of poverty in the, when you're traveling from town to town there, like you see in a Bihar or a UP? Do you see it over there? So maybe people are okay with, with what they got.
But that's the point, right? They are okay with that. That's what I'm saying. Like, even if by very strict data on human development indices or metrics, if you're comparing it to other states and Gujarat is worse off, yet that isn't of consequence enough for them to vote on it. That the cult of Modi is so prevalent even now. I think it's very interesting. Like, it's something that I find, you can discuss it forever, but it's very difficult to understand just how or what can drive someone to vote for a person.
But there's a certain intangible aspect also to why people vote the way they do. And in Gujarat, it's very interesting because it came in the shape of a slogan. BJP's most popular slogan there was "Trust us." That hum pe bharosa karo. So that is because they knew at the beginning of the election that price rise is an issue. Unemployed, not so much, but inflation, price rise, small businesses, exam paper leak for the young. But the BJP's messaging was that, okay, look, we know you're angry, but trust us, we'll fix it for you. And that's what you hear a lot of Gujaratis say, that ठीक है, लड़ झगड़ के हमने काम तो इससे करना है. लड़ झगड़ के, it is BJP that will listen to the businesses. Even the young people, exam leak is a huge issue, it gives us a huge tension and we're really upset, but they will fix it. So this big messaging that no matter what, we are the ones who are going to solve your issues. We here and Modi at the center is going to take care of you is a huge sentiment in Gujarat, and you can see it everywhere. The vocal BJP, anti-BJP voter there, which was really clear that they've done nothing for us, was more excited by AAP than Congress, and that is something to speak about, because they were very clear that Kejriwal's party will do something. And like how the rest of India talks about Gujarat model, some people in Gujarat were talking about the Delhi model. And they would sometimes cross-check with that is it true that, he's done this for schools? Is it true that Bidli bills have come down? So there is that excitement around Delhi model. Of course, a lot of it's exaggeration. So AAP is also taking a little bit and then exaggerating it, like Anand said, making it seem like, wow, we're sweeping. That's not the truth, but it's also true that they have gotten people quite excited. And you've seen the vote share, 26 and 12. So it's pretty much AAP has really dented a serious or attracted a serious vote base, which is, doesn't really like the BJP. And this person apparently then later on Muslims, in that community said that he's going to Jansabhas and bad-mouthing us. When we were the first responders, we were among the first people who helped. And everyone, the Hindu or Muslim, will name this community and said that these people came to our rescue. But the reason why I think BJP's won there, and we discussed this also, why this is not an election issue, because for a large chunk of Indians, there are no systems that work 365 days a year. So there's whoever your MLA is, whatever the government is, basic things in your life don't change. And for that, class of people who were impacted with this tragedy, this is just a personal tragedy. This is just, we shouldn't have been at that bridge. We never went there. I don't know why
So
I went there.
basically, they have given up on the system.
And that is where the media comes, because when the media focuses on an incident like this, looks at who the Oreva top MD is, what are his connections to the BJP, why did he get this tender? When you have those conversations, it enables citizens to make connections between corporates, politicians, where the accountability lies. You completely don't have that. So a lot of people there just said कि हाँ वो ओरेवा की गलती है, अब इसमें सरकार क्या कर सकती है? उनकी तो चलो, to their credit they gave compensations also very quickly, so people were happy. But media capture everyone in Gujarat, top editors. No one wanted to come on record, and no one wanted to put their face to it or their name to it. But the BJP had pretty much, there was a clear capture, and you see that in the ad space where you had complete control over ad space by the BJP, and almost since 2 months before. So there was very little space.
But what do the editors tell you? They're scared of carrying news? Are they intimidated? Is it financial? What is the what?
I'm sorry. Can I interfere here?
Yeah.
Interrupt for a minute?
Yeah.
In Gujarat, before 2-3 months, the BJP even served a mandate to many leading newspapers not to carry Aam Aadmi Party advertisements.
As in, this was communicated to media. Okay.
And we saw it in the paper. There was zero
and
ads
they
by
did
AAP.
not. They obliged. They obliged.
So the thing...
And, after the Morbi tragedy, which Manisha has been talking about, Manisha, there were Muslims who saved, rescued the maximum lives.
Yeah.
So then there were these local BJP leaders who were seen with these Muslims saying, trying to convert this into just a tragedy, not some government fault, and trying to give a picture that, look, we Muslims and Hindus are one, and everyone helped, and the rescue operations were okay. We were in Morbi, and you won't believe there was not a single person ready to speak out against Oreva.
Well, when you talk of AAP, what happened was, after the Punjab elections, they wanted to, have a kind of spillover, advantage in Himachal. They started off over there. But there, the thing was, one thing that happened was, they could not find credible leaders, credible faces to lead their charge over there. Secondly, 2 major developments in Punjab. One was Sidhu Moosewala's murder, which was followed by Simranjeet Singh Mann winning Sangrur seat, which used to be Bhagwant Mann's parliamentary constituency. This got them in a way ki pehle apna ghar sambhalo. That was the kind of thing. At the same time, when they started off in 2 states, Gujarat and Himachal, they got some traction in Gujarat on the issues of governance, which was basically education and health. In Himachal, the story is pretty different. You don't get immediately traction on these 2 things because Himachal comparatively, as compared to many other Indian states, is still better governed, whether it is BJP or whether it is the Congress. There, it's a different issue. The fight there is not to let the things deteriorate.
But every year one hears that, water crisis in Shimla, there's no water even to drink. Like 1 bucket of water is going for $200. Isn't that an annual feature or has it stopped now? All of you listening in, the Chhota Hafta, do subscribe so you can listen to the entire Hafta. We will see you again next week with the Hafta. Till then, subscribe, pay to keep news free, because when the public pays, the public is served. When advertisers pay, advertisers are served. Thank you. Goodbye.
All the News Laundry podcasts are available on Stitcher, iTunes, and any other podcast platform.
Please subscribe to News Laundry. Help us keep news independent. To catch all our podcasts on news, pop culture, current affairs, and sport, visit newslaundry.com. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Sun liya Afrika, mufat khoro. Not to brag or anything, but News Laundry Hafta features in the top 50 in the world on SoundCloud in the news and politics category for podcasts. So do subscribe and see what you're missing, because when the public pays, the public is served. When advertisers pay, advertisers are served. Subscribe, help keep news independent and free. All News Laundry podcasts are available on iTunes and Stitcher and any other podcast platform.